Hello, hello. Right, I'm doing another one of my thoughts. I'm just having a slurping and a roll of fag. Why change the habit of a lifetime? I've just made a video talking about the wealth divide really in the country. My friend Terry asked me the question, so I've answered that one. So if you've seen that and then you see this one, that's why I'm in the same clothes, and that's why I'm still tired, because I only just woke up from a bloody kip. I went to kip and I slept for 2 hours today. I think I needed it as well, really. Okay, this one, I haven't even written it down. Oh, hang on. I think it's up there. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this one is from Kevin. Then he said, bro, what's your thoughts on death? Nice topic, thank you very much. What's your thoughts on death? On death? Personally, I am terrified of dying. Why is that? Question mark. Short and simple. What's my thoughts on death? Well, my thoughts on death is it's a finality of life, isn't it? You know, that's the end of it. You've travelled the journey. You know, you got life, you've lived a life, and then you die. That is my thoughts on death. There's nothing more that I could say on that. The important thing is that you're terrified. That's the important thing. I had a conversation with somebody fairly recently. He said, I'm terrified of death. I said, but you've never died. You don't know what it is. You know, and he said, well, I know, but I'm just terrified. I said, terrified of what? So we are afraid of death, a lot of us, and that is the fear of the unknown. So we're worrying about something that is probably and hopefully a long way off, hopefully, and we're worrying about something that we know nothing about whatsoever. I've had this conversation several times really with different people over the years. I see it as a bit of a four-part thing, because Kevin, you said I'm terrified of death, so Kevin, are you terrified of the moments before death, the day or days in hospital that you know you're going to be dying? Are you terrified of that time? Or, number two, are you terrified of the point of death, of letting go of life and dying, that stage there? Are you terrified of that? Or are you terrified, this is number three, are you terrified of what comes next? So what is after death? Is that the thing that you're terrified of? So are you either terrified of coming up towards death, the point of death, or just after death? Or I used to think it was just three things, but I think it's four things now. Or number four, are you worried about leaving people? Are you worried about leaving the familiar, which is life? You know, stepping into death. Are you worried about how will people cope? Are you afraid of whatever, you know? So I think there's a four-part thing there going on. So it's up to you to try and work that out really, but maybe you're terrified of, we'll say, the whole lot. It's a little bit pointless being terrified of the whole lot, or any part of it, because it is part of life. You know, we look at death as being final, and of course death is final, but it's also still part of our journey. We don't know and we don't understand what it leads on to, but it leads on to something, and that is still us on our journey. So the living see death as final, totally final, but those that have died, that is part of their journey. They're still continuing. They continue all the way to the point of death. They don't stop then, and then they continue. We don't know what that death and continuing is. We don't know that. I have read some reports over the years that at the point of death, your brain releases chemicals, and it's as if you're on a bit of a trip, like LSD or DMT or ayahuasca or whatever. So you go out in a bit of a blast, a bit of a bang in your head, and the body releases all these chemicals and what have you, turns the brain in turmoil. So probably you're seeing wacky wild colours inside your head, and maybe you're hearing distant music, and you know, you're just gliding and floating, and you're on bubbles of whatever, you know. Maybe it's a beautiful, wonderful experience. And that's how I think of death. Death for me will be amazing. I think it'll be absolutely amazing. Not saying that I want to die today or tomorrow, but you know, to be afraid of death, or to be afraid of anything in the future, is a very pointless task, isn't it? Really, when you think about it. And how long are you going to worry about this death of yours? How long? How old are you now? I don't know. If you're 40, you might not die until you're 105. You know, or if you're 70, you may have 12 months. So are you going to worry for 12 months? What a waste of 12 months. Make the most of those 12 months. Whatever age you are, and whatever age you're going to die, don't spend the time between that and that worrying about something we know nothing about. The fact is, it's coming. We can't control it. It's happening. The beautiful thing is, it's just a part of our journey. There is a continuum after death. There is. It's just that we don't know what that is. So my life, or my something, will continue after death. It is here now. It'll be here up until the point of death, and then it will continue after. Don't know what, don't know how, and I'm certainly not going to worry about my death, you know. I'll tell you something sad, really sad. I would, how to word this? I'm probably more scared of living than I am of dying. And I know that might sound, I don't care how it sounds really. I was thinking the other day, I was chatting with a friend of mine. We had breakfast together and we had a little sit by the river and a chat. And it dawned on me really about how fit and healthy I was just 4 or 5 years ago, and the things I cannot do now. I dropped £1 on the floor. I wanted to go for a wee. Too much information. I wanted to go for a wee. It cost 20p. And I got some money out of my pocket and I dropped £1 on the floor, and I struggled like hell to pick it up. That is something that I cannot do, is get down to a certain level and then get back up with any ease whatsoever. I really did struggle. And I was thinking, just 4 or 5 years ago, I'd have just bent down and picked it up, it'd be no problem, you know. So my health is failing me, sadly, you know, and I am struggling. So I'm more concerned about living a difficult life than I am about death and beyond. I don't want to see the progress or the regression, whatever. I don't want to see the way that my health has gone, say the last 7 or 8 years, from there to here. I don't want that to be the same energy, if you like, from now to the next 7 years. I don't want that. It's changed. My health has gone down like that. I don't want it to drop anymore. If it can level off a bit, that would be alright, and we carry on like that, you know. But yeah, in some respects, I'm more afraid of living than I am of dying. I have no fear of death, and I have no fear of death because I don't know what it is. I have no idea. To me, it's a little bit like having a fear or having a worry about next Wednesday at 1:45 in the afternoon. Imagine that. Imagine being panicked and worried every next Wednesday at 1:45 in the afternoon. And then it comes, and you think, oh my God, here it comes. It's all right after all. I worried all that bloody time. Right, let's start worrying again now until next Wednesday at 1:15 in the afternoon. And then you panic and you worry and you get to 1:15 and it goes over and you think, oh, actually, yeah, this is okay. Oh, all that bloody worrying I did. That's what I think life is to death and beyond. I think we worry ourselves silly over it. Then we get there and we think, oh, actually, this is okay. The fact is, our conscious level will change hugely and dramatically and massively at the point of death. So we won't have the need, you clearly don't have the need for the body, but you don't have the need for everything that has led you to that point of death. So the ego of the person, the character of the person, anything really. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to think of anything. The family, you don't think of the family. You're not your job anymore. You're not going to struggle anymore. You're not going to be in pain anymore. You're not going to have worries anymore. So it's actually probably a beautiful, beautiful place to be in. Truth is, we will never know. Any of us really, but please, if you're going to worry about death, then start worrying about next Wednesday at 1:15. Do you know what I mean though? Why worry? Why worry? It's happening, it's coming. I'm not saying embrace it, but we have to fully accept that that is what's going to happen. My life is going to end, so this body will die and fade away, and I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that, because that's normal, it's natural, it's the right way. It is what is going to happen. I can try and stop it. I can try and try and try. How pointless is that? I can try all sorts, and it's going to happen. I will die, and when I die, I think I will just gently lean into it. Just lean into death, just gently. That's what I'll do. And I think it'll be beautiful. I do. That's what I think. Cheers, mate. Don't worry. Thank you very much. I'll be back soon. Cheers. Be well. Be well.